All right. 6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with a land acknowledgement. At the town of Trenton, we acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestor and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This land is governed by the treaties of peace and friendship, first signed by the Mi'kmaq. Right? We reside in Pictou Landing First Nation, which is governed by a chief and a council. Can I have a motion to adopt the adoption of the agenda, please?
That's with the addition of the Canada Post letter.
With the addition of the Canada Post letter, yes.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions on the agenda? All in favor?
I forgot to put my hand up.
Opposed? Motion carried. Can I have a motion to adopt the minutes of December 9th, 2025?
I'll second.
Any questions on the minutes or any errors or omissions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. We don't have any presentations this evening. We have the correspondence and we added that. That's the Canada Post correspondence. Any thoughts or questions on the correspondence from Canada Post? I know you just received it and just had a chance to quickly peruse it.
Well, I thought the letter that was sent was pretty good from the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was excellent.
No.
Well, they acknowledged, Councillor Cameron, that they received it.
Oh, yeah.
That's essentially all they did.
About it.
Yeah.
No thoughts, input into that? We'll move on. There was no bylaws, reports. We have the Public Works report. And I only have one question there, Gabriel. The work on the camera crew did on the sewer lines. Did we get a report back on whether or not those sewer lines passed?
I literally just got the report this morning and
Okay.
I haven't got through it yet.
Any thoughts or questions on the Public Works report as presented?
Nice to see the sidewalks around the school all completed. the snow removed. Looks good.
Well, we'll send a little note thanking the Public Works Department for that, right?
I'll just
Coming
make
together.
one note on that. And part of the issue, we would certainly have got hit a lot more this year than we have in previous years on snow very early. And one of the challenges we've had for our crews is that they're out late plowing, and then they need time off before we can get them back in at 6 again before school starts again. So it's trying to balance that off, and Daryl and I are working on that. But that's one of the challenges we've had for our crews is just we only have a few guys and trying to, can't have them mowed all night and all day.
Yeah. No.
And I will say one thing. I'd asked Gabriel. There was a couple of trees down in one in the park and I think one in the trail behind the airport, and the guys did a great job of going up there. I was just saying to Gabriel, I walked by it the first time and got all the way to Oak Street before is that tree there? Did I walk over that tree again? And didn't realize they actually cut it down. So, Gabriel, make sure you thank the guys in Public Works for that job that they did. So.
Yeah. And there was a few trees down during that windstorm too that seemed to get taken care of rather quickly too. So.
Yeah, Councillor Cullen, they're doing a great job, right, with the small staff that we have. Well, hearing no questions on any other questions on the Public Works report, we'll move to the Water Utility report. Any questions or observations on the Water Utility report? And for me, Gabriel, I'll just have one. I notice our water usage is up. Is there any particular reason why?
So we have a couple of leaks in the system, and Robert is working diligently trying to find them, including shutting some areas of the town down at a time, trying to locate it. I mean, it's not like trying to find anything else because unfortunately it's 8 feet underground. But we're trying to find it, and I asked him the other day, the initial spike around September had to do with bringing the new reservoir online, things like that. But we've had a little bit of extra this year while we try to find out where the heck those leaks are. So we're working on it. It's the best I have.
Thank you, Gabriel. Any other thoughts or questions on the Water Utility report? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Trenton Parks and Recreation report, January 2026. Any questions on the Trenton Parks and Recreation report?
I just have a comment, if I could. More like feedback, and it's only small, only because I take my daughter sometimes to the Parent and Taught one on Sundays, which is great. It's been super busy, which is not great if you're not great at skating, but that's why we're here, to skate more. But the skate aids that are out there are sometimes down locked in the last thing. And then if I have my skates on, trying to get my kid on the ice and I need the skate aid to go down and get it, versus can we just proactively get them out on the ice? Because if she's using it, sometimes we give it to another kid. It's just, I find sometimes a parent will go down and get one, obviously, for their child, because they're a little awkward also to get into the thing and onto the ice. And then another parent's like, where did you get that? Or other people, it's just like unnecessarily complicated. I think if we just proactively put them out at the start of it, they'll get used and people will take them off the ice. But it just helps to, the door's usually locked too, so then you walk down, have to walk back in your skates to go find someone to go get them. So it's only like a small thing, but if we can just make that a little smoother, I think it would just help more than just myself, but some other people too.
Yeah, that's always been an issue
Yeah.
at the rink.
Yeah.
People coming and looking for and they're usually down either under the steps or in the
Yeah.
back room or,
Yeah.
so.
That's something
Small
I
thing.
can
Yeah,
follow.
so I
Victoria
would
on
have just
that, yeah.
emailed. I just, when we were talking about the skate thing, I just remembered it. So
I
we can
think
do
that's
that.
a pretty reasonable request.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, the water at the pavilion, I'm sure that's up and running now. It's just a matter of turning a valve so the washroom facilities could be used. Is that, wonder if we can follow up to see if that's ready to go, or can
What we're working right out now is cleaning.
okay.
Water's on, but as far as if we had unionized staff there that are off during the winter, and how are we getting it cleaned? And that's one of the things I'm trying to work out right now.
Okay,
It's the last thing you'd probably think of, but that's one of the things I have to.
sure,
figure
yeah,
out.
no, it makes sense, but I'm just wondering, because if, I know we've been using it for meetings a few times. It'd just be nice to have the washroom facilities running. But there was always an issue with freezing up, pipes freezing up, but hopefully that's not the case now,
Yeah.
if it does get running, but.
The water we're able to get hooked up, and the hot water tank, as far as I know, all of the water system is always full.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other thoughts or questions on the Public Works report or the Parks and Recreation report? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Trenton Fire Department monthly report for December of 2025. Any questions or concerns about that report? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Glasgow Regional Police Report. And that is the final report that we have in our agenda. Are there any questions or concerns about that report? I will make just one observation. By the looks of it, there are like 2 incidents a day. Is what we average here in the town of Trenton. But unfortunately, almost a third of those incidents are mental health issues. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that is where the bulk of our issues are coming from these days. So, anyway. Anybody have any questions or concerns on the report? Hearing none, we'll move on. Under new business, the community newspaper flyers. And I know Councilor Cullen.
Yeah,
You raised that concern, so.
Did, I just want to bring it up. I know some people like those flyers that they throw out in your driveway. I'm gonna say, when I was a kid, delivering newspapers, you put it right at the doorway. You didn't throw it in the air. And now, I know they're just carriers that are just throwing it out quick, but two issues that are happening. One is a safety concern, because I know one time my mom was coming out, taking the compost bin out to the driveway, and sometimes they'll put those flyers in plastic bags. Well, one of them was underneath the snow, and she went and flew. She stepped on one underneath the snow and flew. I mean, my mom's in her 70s, and she fell on one because it was hidden underneath the snow. And then during our last snowstorm, I hit one with the snowblower, and then I've done it a few times. They're sitting under the snow. You hit them with the snowblower, and you get this newspaper confetti flying all over your yard. Just wondering what we can do to discuss with whoever's delivering these newspapers to put them in if they can put them at the doorstep instead of throwing them in the driveway. Because after a while, I mean, you can see these newspapers. They're piling up on the streets especially in the summer. They just make a mess. I know they decompose and everything, but the littering for that happens when people don't pick them up. There's just newspapers all over the streets. I wonder if we can have a discussion with them for a better way of delivering these, because they're a bit of a nuisance, I find. But,
I don't think you're gonna get them dropped off at the door, Donnie. These
No,
people
yeah,
are
I know,
just-
because they're
They're
just.
trying to make some extra money and they're tossing them out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
And I know, I know we've called them before to say, please cancel at our address. And then 4 or 5 months later, they're back. You know, you try to call and cancel it, but you get a new driver in there and then they're not, they haven't seen the previous list, so they're just throwing them. So canceling it, they may have to come up with a better system for people that cancel these
Yeah.
flyers.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's Pictou Advocate,
Yeah, I'm
that
sure,
prints
yeah, I think it
those.
is, yeah.
you know, so maybe they're the people to call and they can tell their, delivery people. They have so many of them, right?
Yes.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just direct Gabriel to do a little investigation, see who's actually doing the delivery, and see what options we have as a town,
Yeah,
right? I mean, short of us basically telling them not to deliver them at all in the
Right.
town, and I'd imagine there's a good portion of the people in the town who wait for
Oh.
these.
Yeah, they
Flyers.
do,
yeah, there is.
So-
I know
so
my
it's-
neighbor
yeah.
walks by with her dog and says, "Can I have your flyers?" It's like, yeah, sure, take them. But-
let's give us a little bit of time. We'll see if Gabriel can look into who's actually doing the delivering and whether or not we can come up with some sort of plan that, satisfies
Yeah,
your request there, Don.
yeah, the littering and then finding these things underneath the snow, getting blasted with the snow blowers.
Yeah, and
That's
I know, Councilor
It
Collins.
just makes a mess.
I've seen the lady deliver, right, and
Yeah.
she's not getting out of her car, right? She just over the top of the hood,
Yeah.
whatever, right? And into the yard. As long as it's in the yard, she's happy with that at the end of the day. So, and most times I make an effort to run out there and pick it up right away. But
Mhm.
if I forget and it snows, I'm a lot like you. I'm running over it with the snowblower.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I know when I lived on Main Street, I just piled them up. Over by the post office kiosk there's a telephone pole there. I just kept stacking them up like little logs every week. And eventually they got the hint, and they stopped delivering them to that house. But anyway, yeah, something to.
we'll get
I just
Gabriel.
wanted to bring that one up.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll get
it's-
Gabriel to look into it and see exactly what we can do as a council.
Sure.
Right, to help. All right.
Thanks.
We'll go on to council updates. Can I start with you, Mr. Cameron?
Yeah. It's been a while.
It has been. Is the list long?
No, the school, maybe you know this, Gabriel, they delayed the contract for a week. So instead of the 20th, it's now the 28th. Yeah, and there's been, I don't know, 5 or 6 people interested, I know that, companies, but
Talking about the deadline for the RFP.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so, yeah.
Oh.
And Donnie and I went to St. X December, I don't know, 9th or 10th, something like
Yeah.
that. Met with one of the professors there, and I just got an email yesterday from him. They're going to take us on board. They're going to get 4 students he has 12 top-notch students, and 4 of them are going to come here and do a market study and a feasibility study on the park. So, for camping.
So that's all they're looking at is camping?
No, in the park in general, for a marketing plan, yeah.
Can you have them contact me, because I'm planning to do a park master plan this year?
Okay, yeah,
And so I want to make sure that that actually works with it,
yeah,
because if they're going to put all of this effort in and I'm going to come behind and do something completely different, we're actually banging against each other.
yeah.
So, good reminder to council, before you have those meetings, talk to me about some of the things that I have planned or already doing, because otherwise we're going in different directions and we got to be together. So,
Yeah,
happy to work with you on that.
Councilor Cameron? Anything else, sir?
That's good for me.
Thank you. Councilor McKinnon?
We attended, we had our garden club meeting on Monday, January 12th with our regular attendance. Looking for more ways to be more efficient with our meetings and organization, and hoping to just change some things up and have better communication with the town, etc. So we're looking for more volunteers to join at any time, or even if you just want to be help with some heavy work that we may have now and then, that's fine as well. Still attending the Riverview Home Board meetings. That's going as planned, and I think that's my report.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councillor Collins.
Just before Christmas, I attended the holidays, the holiday gathering for the 144 construction engineers in Pictou. They're increasing in numbers. They're still hiring. They're looking for people that are interested in trades work, electrician, plumbing, heating, HVAC, and carpentry. So anyway, we had a little Christmas celebration there, and it was good to get to chat with the staff there, with the regular members and the officers. Just getting to know people. It was very casual, fun conversation. Yeah, they got a good crew down there, and yeah, they're hiring things. They're hiring. Canadian Forces has got a nice increase in budget. They're getting significant raises in pay, and they're looking for members. So if anyone's interested in joining and getting a trade and still being in the Canadian Forces, but you get to stay home, that's an opportunity that's available. We're also having a meeting in just with our advisory board in January on the 29th. We're looking at approving some nonprofit work. What they do is they do military work, but they also do nonprofit work within Pictou County. So right now they're doing renovations to the Stellarton Legion. And this meeting we're looking to approve some work for the Little Harbor Community Center. They're going to be redoing their kitchen down in Little Harbor, so they're going to be doing the electrical and plumbing and heating down there. So, and last night I attended the police meeting for the Glasgow Regional Police, and there was 2 officers that received presentations. First officer, Constable Lauren Stiles, was awarded the Atlantic Women's Law Enforcement Award. She was undergoing some personal medical issues, but still still attended work, and she I don't want to get into her medical issues, but anyway, she kept up the pace even during her treatment, and anyway, she's back to work. And second recipient was Sergeant Kelly Moore Reed, was appointed to the Nova Scotia Commission on Gender-Based Violence, and there's another member from Pictou County with the RCMP. So that's a province-wide commission that she's working on to reduce gender-based violence. So she received a presentation on behalf of the advisory board for Glasgow Police. So, and that's all I have.
Thanks, Councillor Collins. Just one question, Donnie, on the AEF, the hiring and the fact that they're looking for individuals who might want to jump into these trades, but I haven't seen anything publicly advertised. How do they inform the public that
They do a lot of open house and venues. Something like they'll show up at Nova Scotia Community College or go to high schools or workshops for people that are taking community training or so. Yeah, they do workshops like that. So, I mean, we can easily invite the recruiter down here and give a talk and give you some more information on what they do. Yeah. Sergeant Elijah Miller is the
So,
recruiter
yeah,
there,
so that might be a good idea, Donnie, for some of the, you know, the younger adults who are
Mhm.
looking for something
Yeah.
in our community. So, I mean, I'm not aware of it, and you know, I read a lot of this stuff,
Yeah.
and I just, somehow, some way I missed it. And
Yeah,
I
they-
imagine there's some people out there that are missing the fact that, you know, the AEF is looking at hiring people,
Yeah.
looking at training individuals in the various trades, so.
Yeah, they are. It's a little known gem in Pictou County. I wish that they were around when I was a kid.
Could we put it in the next newsletter, a contact information, a little
Yeah,
information
I think we
about
could-
that and
yeah.
contact information?
It'd be great
Yeah,
to see
I-
them go to the high schools as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe they do already. So, yeah. Yeah, they've been to North Nova and Northumberland. Because they have a trades program there too, so they want to.
So, Don, if we can, in the next several months, set up some sort of
Sure.
conversation with council here to let everybody, to let people know that
Yeah.
this stuff is available, right? Thank you. That it, Councillor Cullen?
That's it. Yeah.
Councillor LeBlanc?
I'm just.
Attended the library board meeting last week, which our libraries are chugging along. Still no answer on the budgetary side of things, and we're coming into budget development too. So I think what we'll see is some of the harsh realities of what the alarm's been sounding on, which includes staffing cutbacks and looking at reduced hours and things like that. So just something to be aware of and prepare for. So the board's looking at options and trying to work with the library staff, but they're also tired. This has been exhausting on top of the work that they already do, which I think is more than what's expected of them. So big kudos to the staff. On a more positive note, we've got the SAC committee meeting at the end of the month, and they had reached out before that they used to get books through Adopt a Library. So reached out to Adopt a Library, who had 6 pallets of books dropped off, and we're more than happy to distribute some books. So they're going to donate some books to our schools for Family Literacy Day, which is on January 27th, which is really nice of them to do that. And then really quick too, if you've been around municipal politics in Nova Scotia, Councillor Mary McClellan from Antigonish has been a councillor for quite some time and on our library board for quite some time. But they're actually dedicating the community room at the Antigonish Library to her. So that's on Monday, January 26th at 11. So I can send that invite out, but excuse me, just want to share that with everybody. I have the Pictou County Partnership Liaison Oversight Committee next week. So at February Council, I can update you guys on that. And then just a couple quick things. I know we said thanks to Public Works too, but that really bad snowy day they did a really good job. When I went out, it was the sidewalks were clear, the roads were clear. And thanks to Scotia Park and the team at Trenton Minor Ball as well for the bringing, and Daryl and Craig, I think, got a shout out as well on their Facebook page for the night walking. I know people love it, and they have a really cool challenge behind it as well. And then my final thing too was just our resident complaints option on the website, which I think is great. I'm wondering if we can promote that more on Facebook or pin it as a post on our Facebook page, because it's just hard to find. Like, it's just whatever barriers we can remove to make that as easy as possible for people, I think would just be easier. Because sometimes you're out for a walk and you see something and it's like you have to town website, find it. It is easy to find on the website, but I think if we can just continue to be pumping that out just so people remember that's available to them, I think it's a great tool and people have used it. So that's all from me for now.
I think I'm going to have to start going ahead of you, right?
You did it last time and you scooped me, so
That's
we'll
it,
just
okay.
trade back and forth.
So on January 7th, I spoke to Danny McGilvery about the air quality testing they did in the school, and I was told by Danny, just as an FYI, that we should have an update by the end of the month. And I think Mrs. Hurley this evening, I saw it on Facebook, she basically confirmed, right, that we should have something by the end of the month on the air quality testing that was finished, I think, around the 18th of December. Right, so that's some good news on the fact that, you know, the testing has been done, and we should have some idea where we stand at the end of the month. right? I just hope that the government has a plan for if those numbers come back and they're not, the equality is not good, that there's a plan in place for doing something right away and not delaying. Right, and I don't get that from Danny, but,
It should be good though, Alex, because they had all the windows open
well,
when they did it.
well, those are questions, and I asked Mr. McGilvery about the town hall whether or not he'd hold another town hall, as he said he would at the end of January there, and he basically said that we'll wait until the RFQs are out and we have all of and they have basically picked whoever it is that they're going to use to build that facility. Then we'll probably have a town hall meeting and we'll put it all into the mix and we'll go from there. Hopefully that's all done before, the end of March, right at the end. I don't know how long. Scott, do you have any idea what once the RFQ is done the end of the month, it's what, 6 weeks?
They I was talking to one of the guys at Eastcott and Dora, and they said that 6 months would be pushing it for a design. But he said if they can get it, they're gonna go quick with it. Okay, he told me that the design phase is usually 18 months. And I found that hard to believe, but he said, no, that's just the way it is, he said. But they hope because we're late, we're behind, they want to try to get it done within 6 months of the design. And,
It's pushing it.
yeah, but it can be done. Or he wouldn't have said that,
Mhm.
Yeah, so. But other than that, it's just, he figured if they got it, that they would probably start sometime in the spring, late spring. So, with land clearing and whatever they have to do.
Well, just for the residents in the town, it would be a start to see the land clearing down there.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
and then, if we can get that design, we can then, as a town, look at, okay, where do we need to put our sidewalks from that point on, right? So we're going to have to be on hold too, waiting for the design to come out, because we just can't randomly throw sidewalks here, there, and everywhere. So I mean, there's some work that we can do in preparation for, when we see this design, something we can budget for, to make certain that our kids have the sidewalks that they need, right? And so on and so forth. So anyway. I have nothing else to add, but I'll ask if you have anything to add, and I'll get you in the end.
I'm just here looking for an update on Strickland Avenue, if there's any updates.
So as I mentioned, I just got the report today, and as I mentioned to one of the residents a few weeks ago, we can't do anything before the spring anyway,
Yep.
because it's frozen.
Yep.
So we're putting together a plan on what we're gonna do then. That's about all I can tell you at this point.
It's still on our radar, right? I guarantee you that. Gabriel, do you have anything you want to add there, sir? So, nothing else? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
No,
Oh,
closed
need to go
session.
to closed. All right, sorry. So, move to a closed session.
So
Thank you.
See ya. Thank you.